All Flex, No Dex is an adult podcast. If you compared us to movie ratings, we'd be rated R. See episode notes for details. Hello, and welcome back to Epea. We are All Flex, No Dex, an actual play 5e D&D podcast. Today, we have with us Nicole.
I'll be playing Dinsby, your gnome mage, who, really just wants to make people happy and see people smile, but he's not going to work too hard to do that.
And Jasper.
I'm playing Zenazeri, the dragonborn that likes to collect interesting things and is scared of things you wouldn't think of.
So we had a follower mention that Zenazeri is kind of like a Pokemon master, and I really love the idea.
I am so excited about that now. Oh my goodness.
I was imagining the jar of monsters you have are actually just glass Pokemon balls.
Oh, that's dope.
Can they be circular now?
Yeah, no, they are. They are. It's canon.
Yes. I'm so happy.
Let's go.
And Zach.
Hey everybody, I'm Zach and I'm playing Dandelion, the Lightfoot Halfling. And hopefully today I don't reach 0 hit points.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You're over here inhaling fumes of a mysterious sort.
I'll be fine.
And today we have a special guest with us, Ethan.
Hi everyone. I'm honored to be here. I will be playing Korundar, the Tempest of the East. And I am going to be, I guess my character, they're a cleric. They're a chromatic dragonborn cleric, and they are going to be, they're on a message from Bahamut, I think is how you say the name. And they're on a little holy journey, but who knows what holds in store for said journey.
Love the voice, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I tried to do my inner Gandalf for the voice. So.
All right, last episode, Danny found an angry goose. Loot was distributed. A giant frog was dispatched, and the basement to the ruined chapel was explored. Sarcophagi were found down there, and some were opened. Several traps were also found, with some set off and some disarmed. We left off with Dandy opening a sarcophagus while standing on the water with his ring they got from Dinsby, and a bluish-purple mist quickly escaped the sarcophagus he was opening and drifted up into Dandy's mouth and nose. But before we conclude that, a blue dragonborn and their entourage approached the area of the ruined chapel. Ethan, why don't you describe your character for us?
So my character, like I said in the intro, is a chromatic dragonborn. Chromatic meaning colored, which I mean is blue because they are lightning attuned, I guess. They are, I don't know the exact age of dragonborns, but I would consider them an older dragonborn. They're not very spry, I guess is the right word. And as they are a cleric, they're not exactly your lawful good cleric. They do get a little cranky sometimes and a little grumpy, but they do have with them 3 of their retainers. That's the name. 3 of their retainers along with them. And I would say that they're obviously blue, like I said, and they've got these whiskers, kind of like your Japanese dragons. And yeah, that's about it. But I'm just kind of moseying around doing whatever you're about to describe, probably. So
with your whiskers, do they like float and slowly wave behind you at all times?
Yes, absolutely.
Love it.
Very regal.
Yeah.
So as you approach this area, Bahamut had sent you a vision in your dreams a couple of weeks back, giving you the impression that you need to travel to this spot for a holy purpose. Upon getting here with your entourage, you see this ruined chapel surrounded by a very fetid-looking swamp, and you get this notion that this is your holy quest, is to reestablish this chapel, rebuild the glory that once was here. Outside of the chapel, you do see a couple of mounts tethered off. I believe it's 2 horses and a dog. And they whinny at your approach, but otherwise they don't run. And you see...
excuse me. Prancy Feet is a pony.
I'm sorry. And Jasper, what was your big ass horse's name?
My big ass horse's name is Mr. Pudding.
What type of horse was he? You're a horse nerd. You had a specific horse name.
I am a horse nerd.
I always love Appaloosa horses. Those are so cute. I love them.
Pudding is a blue Appaloosa looking draft horse.
There you go.
And Dandy, what did your dog look like?
He's a mastiff.
He's a big old furry dog then.
Yes.
What color
very
is he?
big. He's got those almost like not the basic raccoon color, but the brownish ones. The countryside looking.
Okay. Like he's been rolling in a lot of dirt for a while.
Oh yeah, all the time. That's probably what he's doing. And I'd like to say that he does whinny, even though he's a dog. It's very strange.
What was your name, Ethan?
Karundar.
Karundar.
So Karundar is
Karundar.
Karundar, yeah.
For my ease, I'm going to call you Car.
That is perfect.
I will butcher it. I butchered Xenazares for the first couple of episodes.
That is absolutely fine. You can call me Car. Absolutely.
As you approach the chapel, you do see a very large draft horse, and then next to it, a pony, and then next to it is a large mastiff that's rolling in the dirt. All three whinny, and all in like descending pitches, with the mastiff being the highest pitch. Little bizarre, but you just ignore them because they don't do anything else besides that.
Right.
Why don't you roll me a perception check?
Absolutely. Okay. Woo, I read that wrong. It's a 7. I thought it was a 1. And I was about to be like, okay, well, you know what? Bye.
You don't even see the horses.
Yeah. I got a 7 plus 1, which equals an 8.
Okay. Aside from that, it does look unnaturally fetid in this area. And you do feel the ambient energy of magic in the area. Particularly because you're a dragonborn, you can tell this was dragon touched. Whatever this magic was this likely might have been a dragon lair. Why don't you roll me a history check, actually?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I can do that. History. There we go. I have +3 to that. Look at there. 13 plus 3, 16.
Okay, so dragons are super common in the Valley of the Sunrise. So remembering in your readings and the other encounters with other dragons that you have met, this is likely a black dragon's lair. Either currently is or was. You do know black dragons, or any dragons, if they die, their lair retains the magical energies they put into it for weeks afterwards.
Oh, it's like, kind of like a lich, almost. A little bit, kind of.
Yeah. They leave their mark on the area. So definitely you want to be on your guard, because also black dragons are not nice.
Right. That's true. I would say Karundar kind of looks around, and he looks and he smells the air and says, "Black dragon. Wasn't expecting to see this at a place where I thought that Bahamut thought that I would like to be at. This is quite odd. Severick!" And he claps his hands for Severick, the quick. Severick.
Yes?
Can you do me a favor quickly?
Of course.
Can you go to Agate? Agate is over there trying to pet the dog. Can you please try to go get my spectacles from Agate so I can further inspect this chapel?
Yes. And I pitter-patter all over to Agate. There we go.
Servik, do you have a description for yourself?
So I think it's. I just want to say I think it's. I think it's Severick. I think it's Severick. Cervic might be a little too anatomical for a name, probably.
Okay.
But yes, but Severick. Yeah, Severick. Yeah. Sorry, it's confusing.
Sounds good. I would imagine Severick has like kind of one of those t-shirts that have the picture of a suit on it. I feel like I'd be wearing something like that. It's like where I look fancy, but not really if you get closer. And I would say I'm a red cobalt, but I want to try to be blue. So anytime I find something blue, because I want to match master, I like have blue patches all over my skin trying to cover me. And I have a little tiny hat.
You are blue, but you have painted your entire body blue.
Yes, I must be more blue. Not naturally blue.
Right.
Better description for Severick than I could ever wish to ever come up with. That's perfect.
Thank you.
You scurry over to Agate. Agate, why don't you describe yourself?
Agate the Mighty is a very thick gnoll who goes ahead and constantly has a large backpack. He's almost always hunched over. All he does is just want to go ahead and be helpful. He's got a very large underbite, so it always looks like he's smiling, and he thinks that he looks so charming doing so all the time. And he just goes ahead and he doesn't understand why people stare at him strangely, but all he does is want to go ahead and help things.
Oh.
And Agate, your backpack, the way I imagine it's like on Fallout. So
Oh, yeah.
It's like overstuffed and bigger than you are.
Yes.
Unusual amount of stuff.
Yes.
How big is a gnoll?
Gnolls are, I believe, large creatures.
They're humanoid creatures, but they are standing to 7 to 8 feet tall. They're pushing the upper limits of a medium creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Neat.
Those are pretty big.
Gotcha.
So Severick, you scurry over to Agate.
Yes. Agate, I need his spectacles. Give me the bag.
I will hold the bag. Here you go.
And I start rummaging through it looking for the spectacles.
Roll me an investigation check.
DC 25.
I got a 10.
You find them easy enough. There is a pocket on the outer edge the pocket is specifically for the spectacles. You've retrieved them a number of times. You know right where the pocket's at.
I grab them and I will full sprint back over to Master, and I will present them with my head down and my hands up cupped. Here.
Ah, Severick, you are always so trusting. And he grabs a spectacle and gives you a little head rub. Thank you, Severick.
I do a weird purr.
Wasn't expecting that. Quickly, Thalamus, the last thing. Bring me my book.
Of course, sir.
The book, Thalamus carries his book on him, I would presume. Otherwise, if they're a scribe carrying their book, if they didn't, that would be kind of weird. So you don't have to go to Agate and search the backpack.
No, but I do come right up to your elbow with my book open and my quill ready. And
Thalamus, it seems as if we are encountering a black dragon. The area is festered with fetid microbes and bacteria and whatever else dead thing was probably here. I don't know exactly what brought me here, but we will figure it out, hey, Thalamus?
yes, Sir Karendar. And as Karendar is speaking, Thalamus is kind of whispering to himself, fetid, and writing it down, and germy, and just repeating words that he's saying and jotting all the descriptions down.
Drawing little doodles on the way, little microbes and stuff. Oh, thank you, Thalamus. Now, would you advise, you being the wise, after all, would you advise us stepping within this chapel? It is my holy mission, after all.
Real quick, Thalamus, why don't you describe yourself?
So Thalamus is a haughty-looking half-elf, and he's got the little half spectacle librarian glasses kind of on the end of his nose, and he's got ink stains on the tip of his fingers and on the side of his hand from always writing in his book. He does the sniff a lot, the haughty sniff.
These little details are fucking awesome. I love them. Oh my god.
With your glasses, are they just like the half lens that's like super thick? Or do you have like several lenses that are stacked one on top of the other, like Artificer's glasses?
No, not more like a librarian. The little half circle spectacles that sit at the end of the nose.
Okay.
And they're on a little chain so he can take them off and as needed to look at things that are further away.
I'm going to say the chains on your glasses is blue to match car.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Agate, your underbite, you often eat blueberries or any sort of anything that can stain blue to stain your lip and your teeth. It's always prominent. I feel like showing off that you're also blue for your master.
Arendar represent.
Yes, and it's very messy.
It's very messy. You're filthy.
I suppose Thalamus is also wearing blue robes.
Let's go. Represent. All right. So he kind of like nudges towards Thalamus. Should we? I know that it might not be wise, particularly to enter such a domain of a black dragon, but it is my holy calling. What is your advice, my scribe?
Am I making like an arcana check, a history check here?
You can just give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check?
He's banking on specifically your name, Thalamus the Wise, to be wise.
Right.
Let's see how wise you actually are.
All right. Fair enough. And I'm using the commoner stats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
That would be an 8.
It's generally unwise to enter any dragon's lair or any place that's giving off magical energies. You're not feeling any magical energies, but this place does reek of like old stagnant gray water kind of smell, like fetid water with probably has dead bodies floating in it. Like this isn't a vacation spot. This is definitely a spot that would drive anybody and anything away from it. So is this wise? No. But this is part of Car's holy quest. You would think it'd be more unwise to not fulfill what Bahamut had requested.
Really quickly, isn't there a large dead frog outside?
There is. Yeah. There is. That's true. There is a large dead frog that's been just maimed horrifically.
Oh,
it's just laying there on its haunches, and it looks like it's recently been hacked into.
And it's covered in glitter.
It is covered in glitter. Yes, there's glitter all over the ground too.
Fascinating. Well, Thalamus, what do you advise? I know that it is a black dragon, but what do you think?
Sir Kerendar, it is your deity's wish that you go to this place. Is it not?
It is. It is indeed. I guess that beyond this mortal coil, my god does call to me. So, we enter. Come, you as well, Agate. Stop playing with the dog. It's time to go.
He's so fluffy.
Agate, this dog loves you too. You feel a weird connection to it, almost like maybe in another life you were its owner.
We march in. We go in.
You guys saunter into the chapel grounds, and the walls have long since fallen over. There are pillars, corners of the grounds to know where like the boundaries of the chapel once stood. There's a set of steps that are old and decrepit and fallen apart. As you walk up them and onto the grounds, ahead of you there is what looks to be a basement, probably like maybe 100, 120 feet from you. And then behind that, there is a tower that also looks decrepit. The door is closed currently.
Okay. Well, so the door that goes to the basement is closed?
There is no door to the basement. It is open. The door to the tower is closed.
Okay, got you. So I guess we'll head down to the basement. I'll kind of motion towards Severick, Agate, and Thalamus and be like, stay on your guard. We don't know what kind of things may dwell within these ruins. So be careful.
Of course, sir.
You know that kind of thing where you're trying to like smell your own breath and you like blow into your nose? He does that, but with lightning, and it like lights his whiskers. So there's like light coming off of it. So like he can kind of see a little bit down here.
All right, I like it.
And Thalamus is like picking up the hem of his robe and like gingerly trying to step around like puddles and muck and
Color too. Awesome. Yeah. So we're going down to the basement. Hell yeah.
If there's anywhere that's going to be a danger, you would gather that it's in the basement, and you don't necessarily want to bring your retainers with you.
Got you. Okay, so I would tell them and kind of put my hand on Thalamus' shoulder. Take them to the top of the basement and see if you can just keep an eye out if anything comes behind me. But I will venture alone. The last thing I want is to have more blood on my hands.
Yes, of course, sir. I will scream very loudly if anything approaches.
Very good, Thalamus. Just try not to make sure Severick and Agate don't get into trouble. 2 weeks ago, that certain incident that we shall not name, let's let that not happen again.
Of course, sir. Of course.
And he smiles and he heads further into the basement by his lonesome.
Bakar, as you start to descend the stairs, it doesn't go too far down, and you can see in there, because there's another light source down there as well. You hear commotion of a couple of people talking with each other. They're talking in common. Sounds like they might be adventurers. They're talking about disarming traps and looting sarcophagus. And as you go down the stairs, you do see murky water. You're going to have to get into some water as you go down.
Okay. So I'm going to take off my robe, Obi-Wan Kenobi style, and take it off. And I have this pretty cool blue and silver armor that I'm wearing. And I throw my robe back before the murky water, and I start walking in that water.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
Alloy, or like just what is it like looking like?
Like, is it full plate, half plate?
Well, I think in the game, I think it is chainmail. I think
Chainmail. Okay.
Yeah. In my head, I would say that it has like this breastplate. It's more of a decorative breastplate than it is like protective, but the mail is really what emanates like with a magical bluish glow when I start like walking in, and my whiskers still lit aflame with sparkles of electricity.
And I'm assuming you have like a tabard with a big symbol of Bahamut on it.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
While you're sauntering down the stairs, we'll circle back to the party. Dinsby and Zenazeri, you guys both see, you can see the mist. It's a bluish purplish mist, and you see it as soon as Dandy opens the sarcophagi, it immediately wisps up his belly and up his chest and into his mouth and nose, and he goes, Dandy, roll me a save.
I got a 19.
So you saved. You do take a deep inhalation of it, and it's cold. As soon as it gets into your nose and your mouth, you can feel it go into your body, and it's cold all the way in and all the way down. It's very unsettling.
I quickly back away. Oh, that is not at all what I like.
Whoa, Dandy, are you okay?
The mist continues coming out, almost like it's following you.
Put the lid back on. Put the lid back on.
Was there anything that I saw in there that was pouring it out?
You would have to make a roll and stand there long enough for it to make you make another save if you want to look in.
You're down and determined to kill me. All right.
Did you want to stick around?
Yeah, I'll stick around.
Roll me another wisdom save and a perception check.
That is another 19, and you said a perception check?
Yeah.
See, look at that sadness in your voice. 15 for perception.
I just really want you to fail at this one. Inside, you do see, it looks like the sarcophagus is filled with this mist. You can kind of see what looks to be a mummified corpse inside. And you see old religious regalia, but only parts of it that haven't been decayed yet with time. Dinsby and Zenazeri, the mist is just fully like shrouding Dandy at this point. Like you can't see his head, and most of his body is kind of just like in a fog, a purplish blue fog. It's just pouring out of the sarcophagus to fill the space.
I had cast detect magic previously to go ahead and look and see which ones are magically activated. Can I see where this is coming from magically?
You can. I'll give you it with that perception check. It's not coming from anything. It is magical.
Okay. Well, looks like I'm going to try and close this thing.
Dinsby will holler at Zenazeri. Zenazeri, quick, close it.
Ah! I don't know how close I am to Dandy, but I will definitely try to push it closed.
You'd have to run about 20-ish feet over there. And there's also acid traps all over the floor that you don't know where they're at, remember? You don't know which ones are active and which ones aren't.
Andy's got this. He's feeling strong today.
I'll just look at Dandy and then look at the floor and be like, how?
Okay, Dandy, roll me a strength check.
16.
Woo!
Okay, so you're struggling to get this closed. Unfortunately, the mist is outside of the sarcophagus still and around your head. So give me another saving throw.
17.
Okay, and you struggle. You slide it back close. Some of the mist is still trapped in there, but there's still a healthy amount that's around you. It's occupying your space. At this point, Carr, you come down the stairs. Zen and Dinsby, what's your passive perceptions?
Dinsby's passive is 11.
13.
Carr didn't do anything to hide himself, and his face is electrified, so it's pretty easy to notice the newcomer coming down the stairs behind you.
Whoa. Where'd you come from?
Oh, and I guess I'm the newcomer. Yes. Okay.
Before you, Carr, it looks to be, I think, 6 or 7 sarcophagi. There is a childlike gnome sitting cross-legged on one of the sarcophagus. And then there is a very brawny dragonborn to your right on the other side of the room. And then there is what looks to be maybe a halfling a little bit farther in that's standing on top of the water. And he is in the middle of pushing a sarcophagus closed, and he is surrounded by a purplish blue mist.
Would I know could I roll to see what this purplish blue mist is?
You can roll an Arcana check.
Sure. 13 plus 1, 14.
That mist is certainly magical. You don't recognize, though, what it is or what it does.
Okay, got you. So I see everybody and say, now why exactly are you here? Are you on a holy quest as well?
Dinsby's kind of just like looking back and forth between Carr and Dandy, trying to figure out what to do.
I promise you that I come in peace. I do not wish any harm upon you. I am a disciple of Bahamut. And I am here on a holy quest to purify, well, hopefully to purify this chapel, to regain it to its former glory.
Great. A holy person.
Oh, good. You're here to help.
Ah, yes. Are you on the same quest, or is there something, or are you explorers or thieves?
Definitely not thieves. That's not us. We are just humble adventurers.
Ah, yes. Nothing wrong with a little adventuring every once in a while. Why, I remember in my youth, 600 years ago, when I went on my first adventure. Ah, it was wonderful. But anyways, what exactly is this place? I sense the presence of a black dragon.
Oh, he's dead.
So,
During this conversation, Danny, roll me another wisdom save.
I was actually going to say, can I talk or am I choking to death?
You're not choking. The mist isn't hindering your vocals at all.
Okay.
Other than the cold feeling, it's not hindering you whatsoever, and you can see through it fine.
Okay. I got a dirty 20.
You killed the dragon.
Yes, the goose runs the place now.
Yeah, the goose in the tower.
Goose. A goose. The billed creature.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
Like right next to you, because I would have left my pets over by the entrance. You just hear honk.
You had to notice an earlier car, but there's two little tiny dragons and a duck just kind of hanging out just at the water's edge.
Oh, well, it seems as if I've come across quite the interesting crew, it seems. But I welcome your presence, and if you would be willing to help me on this quest, I would be greatly appreciated. Or it would be greatly appreciated, not I would be greatly appreciated. Bahamut already appreciates me enough.
We may come to appreciate you as well.
Circling back to the retainers, up top, car walks down the stairs, and Thalamus, you turn around and you see Agate's staring up at the top of the tower. Agate, there's a goose up there that was just staring at you.
There's a goose.
And Thalamus will just kind of turn his head that way, kind of slowly. And when he sees just like the evil eye of the goose through the crenellation.
Thalamus, there's no goose. You don't see anything.
There's no goose?
No.
There is no goose.
I'll look back toward Agate. What are you talking about, Agate?
I saw a goose.
Agate, when you look to address Thalamus to say that and then look back up to motion, there's a goose. The goose is no longer there.
I saw it. There's a goose.
Stop daydreaming, Agate.
I'm awake. I'm not dreaming.
What is Severick doing?
Severick has opened the door to the tower.
Oh. Oh, God.
Someone said there's a goose. Sounds like breakfast.
Severick leads the way and starts going up the stairs into this tower. Thalamus and Agate, are you following?
Thalamus kind of holds his hand up with a finger like, Severick, what are you doing? Severick, come back.
Agate follows, saying, Agate will get him. Yes, he will carry his load.
Master is going to be so angry with me.
You guys all start tromping up to the tower. Up you go. Back to the party. Danny just finished talking about killing the dragon.
Yes, and there's a goose up in the tower that says that the dragon was his pet.
The goose's pet was the dragon.
He said that he could kill me and take my soul. So I left him alone.
Oh, he spoke to you.
Well, I can speak with animals.
Oh, very interesting. Well, what are we waiting for? If that thing is a great evil, then we must exterminate it to purify this cathedral.
Well, holy man, I don't believe I can stop my soul from being sucked out.
Dandy, roll me wisdom save.
Stop it. Natural 20.
Their card. Do you have any idea what's covering Dandy?
I could sense when I walked in, I could sense that there is some kind of magical property to it, but I can't exactly determine what it is. And he sniffs and he says, I think it smells like foul magic. It doesn't seem good. Anything that goes into the body continuously like that does not. It is probably either poison or some kind of odd spirit. But I am not sure. I have no definitive answer.
I like to think Carr's description of what he thinks it is like that. Very much likely going to die.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. He might be dying soon, but probably not. There's 80.80% chance that he might live. So
That's very specific.
Yes. I am a man of my calculations. Say, Thalamus, are you there? I would like to document what's going on down here.
There is no reply from Thalamus.
Thalamus? Oh, gods, what have they done now? Oh, dear.
Car, did you get closer, or are you still at the edge of the water?
I got closer. I would say I got
And Dandy,
closer.
are you approaching the party, or are you staying on top of the water over by Mistra's sarcophagus?
I'll approach the rest of the party. If he wants us to go ahead and go up there and take on the goose to finish this, then Dandy can loot these later.
Dinsby wants to see this mist that's around Dandy. He wants to kind of examine it more. Gonna call Dandy over.
Dandy, the mist kind of seems like it's almost like it's saturated or closed. It's not living. It is kind of a visible fume. It's kind of like gravitating around you because you're the first thing that wasn't the sarcophagus to kind of attach to. So it feels like it's almost like your skin's a little tingly and cold. If you get too close to one of your party members, they may be affected by this too.
Before Dandy gets close to them, he gets over to a safe point because he was checking the traps to see which ones were still active. He's going to get to a safe point in the water, and he wants to take off the ring and dunk himself in the water to try and get this off.
Quick side note, too, real quick. As soon as... Oh, man, I forgot what your character's name was. What was it again, Eric?
Ethan.
Or Ethan? Oh, God, sorry.
Ethan. My name's not Eric. Come on now. Do I look like an Eric?
Maybe.
It's okay. No, that's okay. It's Ethan, and it's you can just call me Car.
Okay. As soon as Car stepped away from his cloak that they threw down, Mr. Goose definitely ran up to it and started to make a nest and is now chilling there. And Fireclaw is now sleeping on top of Mr. Goose while Mr. Goose is watching what's happening unfold.
That is fucking awesome.
Dandy, you go over to where there wasn't a trap before, and you take the ring off and completely submerge yourself. And you smell like disgusting fetid water, but the fume is essentially washed off of you. You're no longer in danger.
Good to know this works.
Good thinking, Dandy.
Here you go, Dinsby. And goes ahead and gives back the ring of water walking so you don't have to worry about getting wet yourself.
Oh, thank you.
There was one more sarcophagus that you hadn't opened that looked like to be that had the jester on it too.
Yes. Dandy wants to go look at that, but if Car is worried about teammates, then
you approach the sarcophagi and he says, "Wait! Why are you going to open a sarcophagi? There could be dangerous things within."
He likes danger.
Oh, you are adventurers. I'll tell you what. I'll take a step back. And he kind of takes some steps back. And he steps on a little bit of the robe, and he quickly turns around and sees the goose and the two little babby dragonborns. And he says, it is getting dirty, but they're so cute. And he says, "Go ahead and..." he kind of pets the goose as he waves. "Go ahead and open it. It's not my business anymore. I have my own mission."
In your robes, it's not a goose, it's a duck.
Oh, it's a duck named Mr. Goose.
Mr. Moose.
Mr. Moose.
Mr. Moose. Okay, I should have known. Who would have guessed,
Roll me a history check, too.
Okay, do that. 17 plus 3, dirty 20.
So these dragons aren't tiny dragonborn. They're called tea dragons.
Oh.
No one has seen tea dragons around in the valley for years and years and years. It was kind of thought that they were all killed out.
Oh, okay. So they are little babbies. On closer inspection, you does see that they're little babby tea dragons, kind of like a teacup chihuahua, a little bit, right? That's adorable. But yeah, he's just gonna kind of chill by the stairs and kind of still shout "Thalamus, where did you go? I'm kind of stuck down here by myself."
Dandy seems to have been able to successfully wash the fume off of himself. Do you guys stick around, or is everyone going up top?
There were no other exits from this room, right?
No.
As far as we knew.
Correct.
Then, yeah, Dinsby will make his way toward the stairs.
As will I.
As you guys do, there seems to be a rustling in the water, like a disturbance in the water. And there also seems to be a disturbance in the sarcophagi.
Dandy size.
Andy, get over here.
And it's getting more and more audible.
Twist around and look.
Before you guys, swamp muck and bits of the dead come out of the sarcophagus and from the waters, and it starts to form and coagulate and pull itself together. It starts to make some large creature.
A muck creature?
Yeah, do you guys stick around to see what's happening?
So I kind of, would I be able to see this from the stairs?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. I take a look at it and I take out my mace. It seems as if this place is more corrupted than I thought. Shall we engage or shall we escape? What shall we do? I can't be the only one thinking this.
If your plan is to purify, then we should probably get rid of all the pests, and Zen will pull out her scythes.
Car, you are definitely about destroying this because you need to purify this place. So running away is just a problem for you later. It still has to be taken care of.
That's true. That's what I was thinking is like, it could be, we have to take care of it, but we could like leave and then take care of it later. But right now he sees that everybody in him is more, he's trying to like appease people by not trying to enforce his will onto other people. Cause that's something Karandar does not like, is to force his like beliefs on others, but it seems like they're into it. So he gives a smile and he says, then let us begin.
All right. So
I was going to say, Dinsby like sighs really heavily, kind of hangs his head a little bit and turns around and gets his book out.
Dinsby, did you put the ring of water rocking back on? Are you on top of the water or still on top of the sarcophagus?
I put the ring back on and was headed back toward the stairs.
Okay. Everyone roll me initiative as this creature comes together to form a shambling undead mound.
21 for initiative.
All right, 15.
17.
20.
Meanwhile, in the tower, you all start getting up the stairs and you see depictions of old mosaic pieces are along the walls that have long since decayed or been rubbed off or scratched off. You get all the way up to the top, and Severick, you get to the top, and on the top floor, part of the roof and the wall has collapsed long time ago, and you can see out into the landscape beyond. And on this floor, the boards look like they can hold everyone's weight, but they do look very, very old and worn. And the only thing that's up here is one single goose. And it's just standing in the middle of the room, staring at you as you come up the stairs, like it knew you were coming. You're the first one up there. What do you do?
I'm going to wide-eye stare at it and slowly step towards it.
You do each have a +1 dagger, by the way.
I will have my dagger out. But I'll be weird. My dagger's not in my hands. My hands are in front of me, kind of like I want to grab it. My dagger, I'm holding it in my mouth while I'm like sneering at it like, what? What is this?
As you creep on it, Agate, you come up behind him and also see this goose staring at you guys.
Does Agate have a club?
No. You each have a +1 dagger. That is your weapon.
Okay. Agate goes ahead and pulls his +1 dagger. Oh, found the goose. Okay.
Thalamus, you're bringing up the rear, and you hear Agate say that as your head breaches the edge and you can see onto the floor, you too see a goose staring at you guys.
Oh, Oh my, there is a goose.
Oh, told you.
As you get closer, Sev, the goose locks eyes with you, hisses at you. It goes. You continue approaching.
I do, and I will try to make the same sound. I'll be like at it, and my dagger will fall out of my mouth, and I'll just keep walking forward.
Okay, so the goose then charges you. So you guys need to roll initiative. Roll as a group, though. It'll just be easier in this situation. And we'll just see if you go before or after the goose.
Oh, okay.
I got 13.
I got 13 as well.
Alamus got a 6.
So you guys will be going before the goose. So at the top of the initiative order, with everything going on, going back down to the shambling mound, Dandy, you go first.
Dandy's going to go with a stab.
The water for you, as far as combat's concerned, is difficult terrain for you short folk.
So it's going to be disadvantage.
No, just half movement.
Okay.
So to get over to it, because you guys were getting over to the stairs at the edge of the water. So the shambling mound was in the center of this room. So it's about 20 feet away.
Well, I doubt that a 9 hits.
Well, do you have enough movement to get there?
How far away is it?
About 20 feet.
I would not be able to reach it with half movement.
Okay, so are you going to dash then?
I'll just keep heading towards the stairs. That way so I can get high ground on it.
Okay.
You have the high ground.
Is there anything else you want to do then? That's just your movement to get up to the stairs. You can do that right now.
I actually just had a great idea, but I need to know if I can take back where I'm moving to.
Sure.
I'm going to try and get around it. And Dandy's planning to activate the acid trap that's closest to it.
So you want to activate the acid trap and not be caught in it?
Yeah, I'm going to try and bait it towards the acid trap and press it.
Okay, you want it to step on the acid trap. So the best way that'll happen is that you need to get over to the acid trap, and then when it comes up to you, you're going to have to vault the sarcophagus to get to the other side.
Okay. I will do that. I'll go over towards the only one that hadn't been. There were 2 that, as far as I know, still work. The Mr. one and the Jester one, correct?
No. I think you had determined the Jester trap, it was trapped, but there's only one acid trap.
Okay.
That was the pressure plate under the water.
Yeah. All right. Then I'll head over towards the other side of that.
Okay. So you position yourself, you're pretty sure you know where the pressure plate is. So you get your back to the wall and the plate in front of you, and you kind of holler and try to get the mound's attention. And you want to just do a hold action to vault the sarcophagus when it comes up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you're doing. You want to do a bonus action?
For my bonus action, I'm actually saving my heals right now. So am I able to speak for my bonus actions?
Sure. It's 6 to 10 words.
6 to 10?
Yeah.
I'm going to sing loudly at it. I'm going to sing over here. And just go ahead and try and get the echo reverberating from this narrow corridor to get its attention.
Roll me a performance check then.
28. That's a natural 20.
The acoustics in here, despite the water and just the massive opening here, that you managed to echo your voice in here fantastically. You certainly have its attention. You succeeded. Dinsby, it is your turn.
I am going to cast a spell at it.
Okay.
I need an intelligence saving throw. Por favor.
Intelligence. What is the spell?
Mind Sliver.
See, you'd think it would be immune because it's dead, but it's not because 5e.
Easy D&D.
Right. So that is with a -3 modifier. That's a 9.
Fail. A disorienting spike of psychic energy slams into the creature's mind, and he's going to take a d6 of damage.
A slam into its non-existent mind.
Right. Well, that would probably be why the damage is minimal at 1 point of damage. And he subtracts 1d4 from his next saving throw that he makes if it's before the end of my next turn.
Okay. Sounds good. As far as you can tell, you did hit it, but it doesn't seem to have affected it much.
Doesn't even shake his head at all?
No. It was 1 point of damage.
Okay.
It's the mind sliver, as visible as it is, you do see it leave like a little ripple-y wake in where its face might be. But otherwise it doesn't recoil or show any amount of pain.
Guess there must not be much brain in there.
Not a lot, no. Bonus action?
No.
Okay, then Zanzari, it is your turn.
I do have a question for you first. For my bonus action, I can put my Crimson Right on my weapon, but since my double-sided scythe is technically a break weapon, would it make it go away when I have it in 2 hands instead of 1?
No.
No? Okay. I just want to make sure.
It wouldn't make it go away because it's currently 1 weapon and it's a special feature of the weapon to break into 2.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I'll bonus action put the Rite of Dawn a weapon, and I take 1 point of damage from that, I think. Right? Wait. Does it hurt me when I do that, or does it just happen? Yeah, I do. Okay, I did read it right. So I take 1 point of damage doing that. And then how far away is it from me?
Well, first, tell me, how do you invoke your right? What do you do that causes you pain in order to imbue it with magical energies? Do you do like the standard, like cutting across the palm, or do you do something different?
I do, since it's a scythe, I just do on my back, I have tick marks. So I'll reach behind me and I'll cut my back because that's where my wings used to be. And since they are gone now, I, as a reminder of that, I pull from the magic power of when I used to fly, and it imbues my weapon with holy damage.
All right. Oh.
Yeah. So now it glows. Super neat looking.
Yep.
And I don't get the terrain thing because I'm a larger creature, correct?
Correct. Yeah, you're
Okay,
not a
sorry.
short folk.
Cool. I will run up to it and attack it with my double-sided scythe.
Okay. Attack.
19 plus 7 is a number. 16 or 26? Ooh.
26 hits.
Yeah. Ooh. So 10 slashing damage and 4 holy damage.
The holy damage doesn't do anything extra, but it is immune. So go ahead and just tell me the damage altogether.
14 damage.
Okay. It is not vulnerable to radiant. You were expecting, because it definitely has undead parts in it, that the radiant would really fuck it up. But it doesn't seem to react any differently or any more aversely. Usually an undead creature, it would like sizzle and pop and actually recoil from the holy damage. The shambling mound, not so much.
Also, quick question. On my right, it says I do the plus 1d4, but then it also says if I hit an undead creature, I do an additional 1d4 points. So do I roll again?
Yeah, that's an additional, so yeah, extra D4.
Awesome. Just want to make sure I wasn't double reading. So an additional 2.
Okay.
So 16. And that is it.
So with that, you definitely know it is an undead creature. It's just not vulnerable to radiant as far as game mechanics go.
Okay.
Then it is its turn. Dandy had its attention, and then Zenazeri came up and smacked it. So now it's going to attack Zenazeri. It'll make 2 slam attacks. Big swampy hands, one after the other, just. But that is only a 10 to hit for the first attack.
Yes.
And an 18 to hit for the second.
Hit.
Hits you for a whopping 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Woof.
Yes, this boy hits like a truck. Karundar, your turn.
Yes. So I am going to. So how many actions do you get?
So you get 1 action, 1 bonus action, and 1 reaction.
Okay.
And you get that every turn. Reaction you can do at any point in time during anyone's turns, including your own. And then your action and bonus action you can only do during your turn.
What counts as using a bonus action?
It varies. You'll have class abilities or spells, or sometimes racial abilities, and it'll generally say you can use this as a bonus action, or you can use your bonus action to do X.
So it doesn't say it outright. If it doesn't say that it could be used in a bonus action, it probably won't be.
Whatever it is you're trying to do, it will tell you what you can do it as. So like with your spells tell you that in the casting time category in the description of the spell.
I really want to do my Horn of Valhalla. It's summoning.
Using items, that is an action.
Okay, that's an action. Okay, got you. You know what? I'm just gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna take out my Horn of Valhalla and call it and summon in response 2d4 plus 2 warrior spirits from Valhalla appear within 60 feet of you. They have the statistics of a berserker. They return to Valhalla after 1 hour or when they drop to 0 hit points.
Hold on just a sec. I wanted to add flair to this.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't be barbarians from Valhalla. They would be other dragonborn from the 7 mounting heavens of the Celestia. These are long deceased but honored dragonborn of Bahamut.
Ooh, that's dope.
So how many did you summon?
So I summon these beautiful dragonborn of Bahamut. I summon. I don't think it says. So it says you can use an action to blow this horn. In response, 2d4 plus 2 warrior spirits.
So you roll that.
So you roll that. Okay, so 2d4 plus 2. That is 4, and then plus 2, so that's 6.
And then it said warrior spirits or berserkers?
Berserkers. They use the statistics of a berserker.
I have their stat block up, so don't worry about that. As you being the one that called them on the horn, you'll control them and tell them what to do and where to go. I will take care of their attacks and mapping their hit points and what have you.
Okay, got you. But yeah, I summon them with my main action, so bonus action. I think spells are bonus actions, so I can't really do that.
Yes, there are spells. So in standard raw rules, you can only cast 1 spell per turn, whether it's an action or a bonus action. Fairly soon. I might be wrong.
Now I see it. It says 1 BA, 1 A. So 1 action, 1 bonus action.
In my games, and if I'm wrong about the raw rules, then somebody will blow me up online. I don't care. In my games, you can cast a spell that has 1 action and then follow up and cast another spell that has a bonus action. long as you have the action type available, you can cast it according to whatever cast time the spell needs.
Okay. Who needs some HP? I got healing word.
I look very hurt.
Okay. I'm gonna use healing word on, and what's your character's name?
Zenazeri, but you can call me Zen.
Okay, got you. I'm gonna use healing word on Zen. That takes 1 spell slot. Okay.
Yes, and you want to do it at first level or second?
Let's do it at second. I'm feeling spicy. Why not? So that means that I do 2d4 plus 1, and then every second level or higher, 1d4. So it'd be 3d4 plus 1. Okay, gotcha.
If you're on D&D Beyond, if you're looking at your
Yes.
second level spells,
Yes.
next to healing word, they
Yes.
already have it leveled up for you. So healing word at
Okay.
first level only does 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Under second level spells, they already have the button set to 2d4 plus 1, so all you gotta do is click it on there.
Oh, okay, but I think I messed it up to where I accidentally casted a spell slot to try something out. So I've only used, maybe using the item was a spell. I don't know. You know what? Screw it. We're rolling it.
You use your action to use the item, so that's fine.
Yeah, so that is a 6. That's pretty
Okay,
good.
so
actually.
Zenazeri, you are healed for 6 points. And what is the word? Usually when you cast healing word, it takes a verbal component, which is the word that heals them. What is the word you call out?
I don't really know. You know what? I'm going to say Bahamut. Because, it's like he's healing you. You know what I'm saying? So, Bahamut. I kind of whisper it as I do it.
So devout.
Immediately following the horn of Gondor call, and you go, Bahamut.
Yep.
Almost seductively, and the flowing energy of the words drift over and heal you, Zenazeri, for 6 points.
Yay.
Let's go.
I stand up a little taller now.
And Car, do you move or do you stay where you're at?
I would see if I can. How many hit points do I have? I don't have a lot. I'm going to say if I can try to get behind cover if I can, like a doorway or something.
So the
like
only
that.
cover that you'd be able to get is if you hunkered down behind one of the sarcophagus.
Ugh, I don't know if I would like to do that. You know what? We're just going to be tall and proud, and we're going to stand there ready to take on whatever needs to be taken on.
Perfect.
We'll valiantly stay there.
So then back to the retainer group. Sev, the goose is charging you. What do you do?
Will, as soon as it starts to charge me. How far away is it from me?
It's going to be in melee range of you almost immediately.
Okay, cool. I will try to smack it with my claws.
Okay, so you're just going to attack with your hands?
Yes, because I dropped my dagger.
You can pick it up. This is entirely up to you. Do you want to attack it with your hands? That seems like an appropriate RP choice.
Yeah, I'm going to attack it with my hands.
Okay. So then it would be... The only bonus you would add would be your strength. Your strength modifier. Which... Right, so it would just be a flat roll to attack it.
Okay. 17. Look at me.
That definitely hits the goose.
Yay. What's an unarmed strike?
It would just be your strength modifier plus 1. So you do 1 point of damage to it.
Woo!
So it charges, honk, honk.
When I hit it, I'll swing my arm down and smack it on top of the head.
Just
no.
honk it.
Yeah.
No. Agate, that's happening. What do you do?
He's going to go ahead and bring the dagger downward. Not slashing, but he's going to try and just stick the goose in the head.
Okay.
So he's just going to overhead try to stick the dagger in there. Stupid goose. You said it's a +1, right?
Yes.
Is dirty 20.
It definitely hits the goose. It's a D4 +1 damage.
Okay.
Plus your strength modifier.
Yeah. So +2. 7 points of damage.
Okay, so you stab down into the goose and retrieve the blade. You successfully hit right through its head, right after Sev bonks it. And Sev pulls his hand back and you just plunge the dagger through its head. And it stops for a second, goes, ah! And you pull the dagger back out and its head shudders and then splits in half. And then the two halves start to form and turn into two more goose heads. Now it's a two-headed goose.
Oh, neat.
Sev will very much freak out in excitement, just drooling like, more.
Self-growing geese.
So Thalamus is going to let out like a high-pitched squeal and start fumbling to try and close his book with the quill in it and like shove it into a pouch so it's safe.
Okay.
And kind of drop down below the top level while he's doing that so that maybe the goose can't see him.
Okay, roll me a stealth check then.
Everything's a 10.
Commoners.
Ooh, 18.
Okay, you're fairly certain you're hidden and it's more focused on Agate and Sev.
Okay. I'll just continue making sure that my ledger of events is safely in my backpack or my pouch and then shakily draw my dagger.
Okay. As you're doing that, the two-headed goose is going to attack Sev. One attack on Sev and one on Agate. The attack on Sev hits. And the attack on Agate also hits. Because you guys aren't meant for combat.
It's a goose.
So you each take 3 points of damage as this goose bites the shit out of you.
Oh.
How much HP do y'all have?
That's a great question. It looks like we have
4.
4. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there's a
no.
Seth throws his arms up like, ah! And it takes a fat, like meaty chunk out of Sev's arm. And likewise, the other head bites the hand that Agate was holding a dagger with, eats one of his pinkies.
Oh.
Thalamus, help! It's aggressive.
And that is where we'll stop this episode.
Oh, man.
How dare you?
Poor servant.
He's got to dismember.
I'm going to be eaten by a goose.
I hope he didn't already have attachments to these retainers because... Yeah, I'll find more. It's okay. This is not the first time retainers have died.
Right?
They're just so fragile.
Oh, geez.
Nobody can replace Agate, though.
I know.
No one will ever be as fast as me.
Ethan, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Absolutely. It was my pleasure. Gosh, it's wonderful. This is my second D&D game.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. So I'm very surprised I didn't ask like a trillion questions. I just asked 999,999,999. So that's good. But thank you for having me. And I guess this is where...
If you have anything to plug, please do.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Ethan H. Reynolds. You can find me on Twitter now at Ethan Games. That's EFANGAMEZ. And then everywhere else at Ethan H. Reynolds. I make tabletop games. I've made Neon Knights, a cyberpunk game, Tales from the Aerosphere, a steampunk game, and a bunch of free one-page games and all sorts of other games. But you can check them out. I'm running a bundle right now that's at the funny number 420.69, $420.69. You could buy my stuff on a discount on a summer sale. You could do that. Or you could support me on Patreon or Twitch. I haven't been streaming a lot on Twitch recently because of a lot of crazy stuff going on, but I will soon. And I want to extend my gratitude to these wonderful people at All Flex Nerdex. They've been amazing. And I hope maybe one day, maybe Karen Dar could be seen again. Who knows?
All of your information for links I'll have in the episode description. So if you guys don't want to try to write that down, just check out the episode description. It'll be there. Also, we are working on, and I say working because scheduling is an absolute bitch, especially with podcasting. We are trying to work on doing a one-shot in your Wanderer game and a one-shot in your Aerospace game.
Oh, yeah, Tales from the Aerosphere. That's a hell of a good time. That'd be awesome. And I hope you do. Tales from the Aerosphere needs some more love, and my one-page games are really fun. So
they look super fun. It's just, like I said, it's been pulling teeth trying to get scheduled with people. It'll happen eventually, though. All right. So yeah, thank you, and we'll see you all next episode.
Woo!
Woo.
Woo.
These foolish mortals will never collect the shards at this rate. You may be asking who I might be. Sorry, but that's a secret. Be assured, I am watching the party's progress with great interest. Thank you for listening with me tonight. Follow us on your various social medias. Rate us and review us, please. Stay tuned for the next epi coming out July 20th. Voices you heard tonight were as follows: Dinsby by Nicole, Zenazeri by Jasper, Dandelion by Zachary Spangler, and our DM running the show was Tony Spangler. Our special guest tonight was Ethan Reynolds, who voiced Karundar, the Tempest of the East. Good night, listeners, and remember, a secret's worth depends on the people from whom it must be kept.